Cheers, and welcome to Cooking with MoWino. It is early Sunday morning, and I'm enjoying an iced coffee as I am roasting garlic for a Cheers, and welcome back to Cooking with MoWino. So, it is Sunday afternoon, and my Italian friends would be talking about creating a great gravy or a red sauce that simmered all day with fabulous pieces of meat and savory herbs. In my house, my definition of Sunday is simmering Sunday. Anything I can cook slow and low is one of my appealing things about a Sunday afternoon. So I've wanted to do this for a while, work on my homemade tomato sauce recipe. Now, way back when, I gave a small tutorial about the various versions of tomato sauce that you can make at home. Besides the fact, I admit, I use one particular brand of store-bought marinara all the time. I have it in my pantry closet now, about 3 or 4 jars of it. But occasionally I want to make a fresh sauce from scratch. So I'm almost from scratch. I'm using canned San Marzano tomatoes instead of whole tomatoes. But before tomato season's over, I'm going to make one from tomatoes. Experiment or cooking today is I wanted to make a homemade sauce that used roasted garlic instead of sauteed and minced garlic, because I have a bowl full of garlic bulbs and I am trying to create some garlic recipes. So I roasted garlic, a bulb of garlic, had a full head of garlic with olive oil, salt, and chili flakes. So I'm going to use that as the main component of seasoning in my sauce. You've already seen the ingredient board. You've also seen me smash and mush up the tomatoes with my hands. That's authentic. So welcome, sit back and enjoy. So we're going to start off in our pan with some olive oil, just sprinkling enough to cover the bottom of the pan. Going to start off with a high heat, then turn it down to medium, and then we're going to begin the basis of our sauce, which is going to be 1 medium chopped onion. Once the oil heats up, I'm going to add my onions. A pan with some olive oil in it, and I just put my medium chopped onion. Now, those of you who know me and follow me religiously know that I usually, for the basis of any sauce I do, is my 4-3-2-1, which is 4 cloves of garlic, 3 carrot sticks, 2 celery stalks, and 1 medium onion. Because the main component of this sauce is roasted garlic, I'm going off the reservation and making up, ignoring my 4-3-2-1, basically, is my point. So we're just going to saute this onion until it gets a little tenderized into the olive oil, and then it's going to be pretty simple layering of flavors into one big pot, and then low and slow simmer. That's the key to any good sauce. Okay, so we're going to start our compiling our many layers to a very simple sauce. I am using 1 full can of low sodium tomato paste. Now, the reason I'm truthfully using this is because it was open in my fridge. I had used 1 tablespoon for a recipe yesterday, so I've just decided to go ahead and use this. And this is an intense flavor of tomato, which normally I would could make a whole sauce out of this, but we're going to use this into our tomatoes our onions, and sort of cook the tomato paste into the olive oil. Now normally I would just dilute this paste with wine and make that the basis of the sauce. But again, I'm trying to focus on my roasted garlic as my main component. So I'm going to go ahead and squeeze now. See that? My garlic into the pan. Roasted garlic taste without the paper shells would be nice. Okay. So we are now, yep, there we go. Let me make sure that wasn't a paper shell. Okay. So the basis now really is this garlic infusion into the tomato paste and the olive oil. And I'm going to add my cup of red wine. And bring down this heat just a little bit as I'm still working the tomato paste into a sauce because it's pretty thick. There we go. Right now it looks like a very thick barbecue sauce. Here is our San Marzano crushed tomatoes. Some Parmigiano Reggiano. Okay. Now one of the things I think is always a great thing to do to flavor a sauce, a red sauce, is your leftover cheese rinds. I save these in my fridge. It's part of my urban composting mentality of use every inch of possibility. But this allowing this to simmer in this sauce for hours will intensify the flavor even more to that of one of beauty. Okay, so now I am just going to let this simmer. I'm going to add some water to help fan out the tomato paste even more. And then I'm going to let this simmer for a couple hours on the stove. Now the water that I'm adding is actually tomato water because using water rinsed out my cans and back into the bowl where the San Marzano tomatoes were crushed. So this is the water that I mentioned earlier. It's actually tomato water. Then I am going to add in my fresh herbs because I want to feel the herbs when I serve it up. So I am going to do fresh basil and possibly some oregano. I have a really good oregano plant growing in the garden. So there you have it. Simple sauce, slow and low. Cheers, my friends.